Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to My Thoughts. And today we are doing a My Thought on The Darkness 2, the game that I just completed. So, with this fresh in my mind, we shall start. First, I will tell you what the gameplay of this game consists of. This gameplay is basically an FPS gameplay, and it's not that much different than other FPS gameplay, as in you are in first person view, you have guns, and you shoot people. Now in this game, you are able to carry 3 guns at a time at any given moment. You can only carry 1 two-handed gun, 2 one-handed guns, and you can dual wield these 2 one-handed guns in any combination you wish from the one-handed guns that they give you. For example, you can dual wield two semi-auto pistol, 2 Desert Eagles, or you can combine things like and 1 SMG and 1 revolver. So the combination is up to you. Now, the reason this game is not the usual FPS is because it can also combine a RPG-ish element by giving you the power called the Darkness. The power Darkness gives you these 2 demonic tentacles that grows out of your body, and these tentacles will allow you to do very special things that you normally would not be able to do. Like, you can grab objects from far away and throw them at enemies. So, for example, you grab anything that is like disc shape, so like a door to a car or a lid to the trash can, you can throw it at enemies and they will be sliced in half. Or you can pick up objects that are spear-like, so things like a pipe or a wooden stick, or an iron bar. You can throw it at the enemy and it will impale them to any nearby wall-like surface. And then it will also allow you to do what is called executions. Now these executions are very unique to this game, as once the enemy is staggered by you shooting them or you meleeing them with your tentacles, you will be able to do a special execution out of the 4 that you get in this game. So what are the executions? Well, the executions are health executions, which gives you back health when you execute someone, which will keep you alive during a gunfight. A ammo execution, which gives you extra ammo from that execution, which keeps you from running out of bullets to shoot at enemies. A time cooldown execution, which basically reduces the cooldown time to your darkness abilities that you get in the game. And the final execution is, I don't know what it's called, but I'll just call it a shield execution, which basically gives you a darkness shield that you can use to block bullets or block melee attack, or you can throw it at enemies, and again, it will just do the same thing and slicing people in half. Now this shield is more durable than anything you'll find in the game if you upgrade it to the max. So if you want a defensive based, gun and run, that's the one you're gonna go for. Anyways, oh, another thing about the executions, which I think that is really useful, is that you are invincible during an execution animation, which is so beneficial since you take massive amount of damage in this game. Yes, you're still human, except you can, regenerate your health, but your body is still human. You can upgrade yourself to have darkness armor on you, but that's not until like later in the game. But if you don't get that ability, you're still human and you can die very fast. And these executions will keep you in the battle a lot longer. Now let's move on and talk about the skills in this game. There's only 2 skills in this game that you'll get, but they are very unique skills. The first skill is basically a gun-oriented skill. It will allow you to have unlimited ammo for the duration of the skill, and you can just gun and run, and what it does uh, to allow you to gun and run is basically it auto aims for you. Any enemy that is within your crosshair will be hit by your bullet no matter what. Even enemies behind cover, because this ability allow you to shoot through cover. And I mean any cover. I don't care if that enemy is behind 3 layers of brick wall. You will be able to hit them if you are able to shoot them or see them. Now, you might be thinking, how are you able to see enemies through 3 layers of walls? Well, this ability also let you see any enemy within a certain distance from you through any obstacle. So you basically have X-ray vision or heat vision or something. It's just basically silhouettes the enemy in a white outline if they're behind cover. So this way it allows you to shoot enemies from a very far distance away and be able to hit them from a very far distance away. The second ability is what is called a swarm ability. This swarm ability basically summons a swarm of darkness insects. Now this swarm of darkness insects will fly to every enemy that is nearby and stuns them by swarming around them basically and making them, run around in a circle and try to, like swat away all these darkness insects. While they're doing this, you can go up to them and kill them. They will not attack you. So you can basically go up, execute each one of them, and or you can just shoot them, or you can just melee them to death. It depends on you. Now, if you upgrade this ability far enough, it will also damage the enemy. So any enemy that you damaged previously, like melee them once or shoot them a couple of times, those enemies with weak health will die instantly. Well, not instantly, but they will basically die after the duration ends if they have too low of health. And that's pretty good if you want to, distract an entire room of enemy and just kill everyone. Then you also have the graphics of this game. The graphics of this game is amazing. What I refer this graphic of the game to in the game itself is it's like a painting. Now, the reason I say that is because it's basically shell shaded. It's but not to no heavy extent. What I would refer this game to is basically Borderlands graphic style. Like you see this hand-drawn-ish style of graphics, except it's more polished. It's a lot more detailed, it's a lot more smooth looking, and it's amazing. And to even boot up the graphics, you also have an amazing sound system. Sound effects in this game is absolutely off the charts. When you shoot at something concrete, it sounds like you're shooting concrete. If you're shooting something at dirt, it's basically sounds like you shooting at dirt. And all the special effects that pops up, like the little dust when you shoot at concrete or the dust that shoots at the ground. It's amazing, and even the soundtrack is fitting with the game. Now, I don't usually listen to music the game's music when I play my games, but this is the one game, as you can hear, that I did not turn the audio all the way down, and that just tells you something that the music just really fits in with the situation. You won't hear it all the time, okay? There's no battle music per se. It's not loud and obtruding battle music, but in certain times, it does make the game feel a lot more emotional, a lot more. It really stirs up your emotions during certain parts of this game. And the last thing I want to mention is the story. The story of this game is absolutely amazing. It tells you every single thing that you need to know in order for you to understand the story of the Darkness 2. And even if you didn't play the first game, you don't need to. Because of this game's story, it's so unique to itself that you basically didn't even need to play the first game. Because they explain everything so well in this game that you will never left with questions ever throughout this entire game. Everything is explained, everything is told to you why this is happening, why are you being attacked, it's just so well written. And the background of the main character is so well told through this game. So let's talk about what I like and I dislike about this game. So what I like is basically what I already said. I love the story of this game. It's amazing. I love the graphics of this game. It's art-like. It's really an art form. The sound of this game is absolutely amazing. It's like one of the better soundtracks that I've listened to since a long time. The gameplay of this game is extremely fun. Even though I died during this game, I never felt as if I was like extremely angry, you know? Like I didn't felt as if this game's like it sucks. Like it just so much fun that when I got back, I just passed that part again. You know, I just have to know what to do, and it's an easy correctable mistake. So this game has been fun for me all the way through. It's never been boring, and that's quite an achievement. So, what don't I dislike? I mean, what do I dislike about this game? If I already basically said I like every aspect of this game, well, I'll tell you. I don't like the fact that there's only 2 active ability in this game. They could have added, say, 1 or 2 more. You know, give the player a variety. So, they could have added a little bit more ability to this game. The second complaint I have about this game is the sound. I mentioned that the sound balance in this game was designed by a person who's partially deaf. And that's what I think it is, because the sound right now is fine. Alright? But when you die, this annoying darkness voice, the reason it's annoying because it's so freakishly loud in comparison to the game itself, when I already lowered the volume down to a, you know, listenable level. So, it's just very annoying that the sound balance doesn't always keep to par. And sometimes, the voices of the characters in this game will just go off scale, and they just sound extremely loud or extremely low. So I don't know what that is about. Another thing I don't like about this game is the fact that the light in this game blinds you. Like if you lower down the contrast in this game, it's a little bit better. But if I suspect that if I left it as where it is as the default, it will be absolutely blinding for me. And when you're in the light, or when the enemy shine what is called a light cannon on you, you can't see anything, and you lose your darkness power and you die. And I remember in this game, those are the only reasons to why I die in this game. It's because of a stupid white out screen that I can't see what I'm doing, and I take massive damage because I'm still human, and I die instantly. So what am I supposed to do when I can't see to shoot? I don't know. So I really question the design of the light in this game that blinds you from actually playing the game until you take out the lights. And that's another problem with this game. It slows down the game so much to the point to where you have to literally stand in one spot for a minute to 2 minutes shooting out lights. This is not Splinter Cell. You know, they just put in this mechanic and they put way too many lights into this game, and it felt as if I was playing Splinter Cell again. Well, which I did not like in the first place because of the stupid light mechanic. So, those are the things I really question. Oh, right. Another thing I want to mention why I don't think that I dislike this game. The main campaign is only 6 hours long. It could have been 7. Let me tell you that it could have been 7, and I think 7 would fit it better. For example, for those who didn't play the first game, they could have explained a little bit more about his Aunt Sarah, per se. They could have explained a little bit more backstory about Vinny, or they could have explained just a little bit more story about his father. You know, they could have put in this little addition to the game, like a little bit of a 3-minute cutscene here explaining this, and then dialogue throughout the game that explains it even further a little bit. So, 3 minutes cutscene here, 3-minute cutscene there, extensions to tell you why his father is doing the research, how far he is into the research that he was doing, how did he meet this brotherhood organization in the first place, to ask them for help. You know, these are the questions I still have in this game to why they didn't add that in. But let me state a point here that it does not interfere with the game. You don't need to know these things, but it would have been more helpful if you if they would have put these information into the game itself. So what is my score for this game? Well, my score for this game is really an 8 out of 10. So that's amazingly high score. Now, my reason for why it doesn't get a higher score than an 8 is already I mentioned. The sound problem is really deafening for me when I'm so used, like when I play a regular sound like this, and then suddenly the sound jumps up tenfold. Like, do you want me to like blow my ear out? And then other times, it just goes down to the bottom of the freaking swamp and like, what are you saying? I can't hear you. And then there's the light problem in this game. Like, I can't see anything when I'm in light. So how are you supposed to defend yourself when you're standing underneath a lamp or when an enemy is shining a light onto you? It's absolutely ridiculous. The limited amount of abilities that you get in this game, really, they could have added 1 or 2 more. That would have freed up a lot more gameplay restraints on you and allow you to build your character, build how you want to fight using the darkness power, you know? So those are the main reasons why this game can't get more than an 8, simply because it also it's only 6 hours long and it's $60, you know? So that's the main reason why I can't give this game an 8. So who do I give recommend this game to? Anyone who has the money to spend on this game, basically. Who doesn't think a 6-hour long game for $60 is worth your money? You know, if you think that 6-hour game is worth a $60 game, if it has a good story, amazing graphics, amazing gameplay, then this game is for you. If you don't have the money to buy this game, then I don't recommend this game for you. But you know what I recommend to those people instead? Go out and rent this game. Rent it for a day. I finished it in 1 day. So rent it, you know, for like, what is it now? I don't know the rates, but it's probably cheaper than $60. So just go out and rent this game. You have to play through this once. So again, I recommend it to anyone who loves an amazing story, loves an amazing gameplay, just basically loves everything there is to a game, graphics, you know, good graphics, amazing sound, amazing story, amazing gameplay. And this game is for you. If you don't mind spending $60 for that, then I recommend it to you. And to those who don't have the money, then go out and rent this game, because you have to play it. Again, I give this game an 8, and that has been my thoughts on The Darkness 2. I hope that you found it informative, and I hope you found it useful to make your decision on what you want to do with this game. And thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you guys in my next video.